Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Oh, this looks good. I got a monitor over there. Anyway, hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. As you guys know, my name is John, and thanks for being patient with me after being gone for 4 weeks. So I'm excited to be back with streaming, excited to add this segment in, see how everyone feels with the vibes. But today, we will start a Dungeons & Dragons journey. We've got everybody here with us. If you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Caleb.
Oh, we're just doing our first name and then nothing else.
Yeah.
Brandon. And then there's nothing else.
Joshua.
Excellent. So what we'll do real quick, just for you guys, I know we talked about this a lot before, but I want to go through what the world was and where you guys are at this time. So the first thing that we'll have up, and you'll probably see it on the TV over there, but you guys have seen this map before. This is the map of the world that we are currently in. So with this world and the way it's designed, there are six different countries within this continent. The main middle country is basically a province of the city known as Varadanum. Varadanum being a port city that has basic dominant trade of all the lakes that go to all the different countries, minus those off to the left. Where you guys are at, and you guys all have different reasons that you would be in this city as opposed to other places. Things that we've talked about one-on-one, things that we've talked about together, and a little bit last time in kind of like the pre-session thing. So where you guys are at right now is in this city of Varadanum. It is very much a dock city. The edges of the city are built out over rafts that go across the water, causing the dock workers, the fishermen, people to be working in those areas. They can just leave their front door, jump into a canal boat, and they're basically good to go. What you can see there, if you look at the TV, is a basic representation of what it looks like. This is a picture of Waterdeep. You're welcome. But it was the closest vibe that I could find without me drawing a city by hand. So that is what it looks like. For you guys, you all had different reasons for being in the city, and inexplicably, all of you don't remember what happened the night before. And you guys are currently waking up in the cold, in the damp, and in a tiny, tiny prison cell. Those of you who have dark vision would be, actually all three of you, I'm sure. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is have you guys each describe your characters real quick, and we can start with Torgash.
Kind of in the corner, you see the terrifying visage of a full-blood orc. As Torgash comes around, his eyes have that cat-like glow, kind of indicating that he has sight in the dark. So he's, as most orcs are, very terrifying to look at initially. He's kind of tucked away in the corner right now, but as I come to, I stand up and nearly hit my head on the cell ceiling. He stands about 7 foot. He's a big orc. So that's what you see. He's got black hair. He's got kind of like this. I guess it would be a handlebar mustache. It kind of wraps around and goes all the way up. He does have a tight ponytail, but it looks a little bit loose right now. I mean, he's had what I assume would be a rough night. So, that's what you guys see initially.
Excellent. And you can actually see a picture of him on the screen over there if you guys want to take a look. Okay. So that's the gist of what he would be looking like if you were to see him. Next, we will have Brandon. Can you describe your character and his name?
My character is Matterin. He is a giant turtle, not a turtle, but a turtle. He looks very menacingly and hulking over to the side. He is thinking heavily about how to escape or what to do. But besides that, he's mostly just contemplating a thought by himself on the side.
Excellent. And then, Josh, we don't have a picture for your character as of now, but could you describe him for us?
Yeah. So I am an amethyst dragonborn, Gedragoran Araxes, purple in hue. As I'm sleeping here, you guys probably would have noticed I don't see you guys at all. No dark vision, but the gemstones that surround and orbit my head have just started drooping down as I sleep. At full height, I'm nearly 7 feet tall. That's it.
Excellent. And so what you guys are noticing as you guys are in the cell, you do see one other person. Off to the side, there is a human male. Those of you with dark vision wouldn't be able to make out a terrible amount of features, but you would gather that this is a human male. As you guys are waking up and orienting yourself with your surroundings, can I have you guys each roll a intelligence check to see if you can remember what
What
happened
dice
the
is
night
that?
before? D20.
Just a straight intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Not 20.
Okay.
I rolled a 14 with a +1.
15, Joshua?
4.
4?
Modifier doesn't matter.
You are absolutely convinced that this makes sense as to where you are right now. There is no situation that could have possibly happened last night that could not have landed to you waking up in this underground prison cell. Things for you are a little bit different, Matron. You do remember what you may have been doing the night before to a certain extent. You remember possibly getting drinks, going to a pub, looking for whatever answers you may be looking for yourself to the questions that you were looking for in the city. Other than that, you can't remember a whole lot. You just remember the day-to-day activities of what was going on. Torgash, you do remember that you were having drinks in a local pub. You were chatting it up with people, having some issues. People were hesitant to serve you. People were apprehensive about having the chance to serve you, talk to you. You sat down with some people, played some card games, managed to calm their nerves. People are obviously very reprehensive of full-blooded orcs. They are not super thrilled about it. But you ended up talking, having some good conversation, playing some games, having some drinks. You remember that there was a person in a mask that ended up playing games with you. You struck up a conversation, and that's about the last thing you remember. But you remember feeling uneasy for a moment.
Do I recall any of the masks? Like any features of the mask? Any standout features?
It wouldn't have been anything more than a cloth mask, something that people who would be trying to escape the cold would be wearing, or say people who you would know, rogues, to commonly use black cloth masks.
So it wasn't like
faces.
it wasn't like a mask.
Nothing
it was just
that
like a face.
Yeah, really just something covering their face. Nothing that would make you go, "That was freaking weird."
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna remember that.
Did I win any games?
You won a few hands.
All right.
Yeah.
Feel my pockets a little bit? Anything?
There's nothing in your pockets. Actually, do you feel your pockets?
I do. Yeah, 100%.
There's nothing in your pockets.
Okay.
No coins. No weapons. You'll notice your weapons aren't with you.
I guess kind of as he's coming to, he's like, where's our stuff? And I'll stand up. I'll stand up at this point and just kind of be looking around, taking in everything. What color are you?
Purple.
Purple. Okay, cool.
Amethyst.
Amethyst. Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Not bad. So you guys are waking up in this. You're with these people. It's the three of you. We have a full-blooded orc. We have a tortoise. We have a amethyst dragonborn, and you got a guy. just a dude sitting off to the side. You'll also notice that there is one other person, but their head is buried low. You can tell that it is a human, hiding, maybe sleeping, but you do see a shock of red hair coming out from underneath the hat they're wearing. You guys are free to talk amongst yourselves, figure out what may be going on.
Why are we here? I don't remember a thing.
I definitely don't remember seeing you. Do I remember the name of the pub?
Well, I still don't see you.
The pub would have been the Dragonflank Inn.
Dragon. Okay.
My character watches the conversation from the side. And eavesdrops in.
Okay.
Does anyone have a means by which to light this area?
As you're saying that, you'll see the man who was leaning up against the front of the cage. He says, "I've got a mean. One moment." And he reaches down, he picks up a rusted nail off of the ground. And as he does, you can see, because you have dark vision, that he takes it against his wrist and he cuts it across. But as he does that, the rusted nail lights up with fire. He's bleeding a little bit, but the nail is now on fire. Those of you who do not have dark vision are now able to see, and you can now see everything going on around you. He says, "This is weird for me. I don't usually find myself waking up in a cell with, a dragonborn, an orc, and a turtle."
Can we tell anything else from our surroundings when we see with the light?
Once the light comes up, you guys see that you are strictly in this tiny cell. One more person would not be able to fit in there comfortably. There's enough space for you to walk one step and each person do it, kind of like those iPhone games where you're trying to move the buses and get them out of the parking lot. But that's about how much space is in there. Mm-hmm. All you can see is that there are paths going off to the right and a path going off to the left. You can't see
inside this cell or outside?
Outside the cell. You can't see anything beyond them, and there's no lights coming from either
Is it,
end.
What's the door to this cell?
So if you have this cell right in front of you, there's just going to be a small door that is barely wide enough for him as a turtle to walk through. Okay. It is bolted shut, whereas the rest of the cage is rusted. This door is pristine, like cold iron. Totally good to go.
Mm.
Okay, so are we looking at bars here, or are we looking at
Looking at bars.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can we tell if it looks like it's a city jail or some other kind of group's jail?
You wouldn't have to roll anything for this. You would know that just off the bat of waking up, down here there are bats flying by. There is, sound of wind rushing by. Things are not typical of what you would have seen in any kind of jail that you may have been in after a drunken night or brought people to. Mm-hmm. It is very much something that you go, this is not right. This is not.
It's only
okay.
our cell too. We don't see any
There's
other cells.
no other cells
No
at
other
all.
cells. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see anything on the ground?
Other than the rusted nail that the human in front of you picked up, all you would see would be rocks, little pools of water. You can see that just above the cage above you, there are some stalactites that are close to being able to touch, but that's where a lot of the water and a lot of the pooling is coming from and a lot of the dripping.
Can we see where the water, is there a wide area the water's coming from? No.
Just basic cave drippage.
Natural bridge with a cave.
Yeah, exactly.
I walk up to the door and shake it.
Are you who's
You're trying to break it down or just shake it?
Just test the resistance and understand exactly how strong these things are.
Okay. Go ahead and just
hinges.
give me an intelligence check.
Okay.
See if you know anything about make of cell doors.
I get a 12.
You shake it and you go, that's a cell door.
It's a cell door.
That's there. That is sturdy.
How strong are the hinges on it?
Pretty strong. It seems like this has been replaced more recently.
I take a hit at it.
Oh.
At the hinges.
With just your bare fist?
With my claws. I have claws. But
Okay. Go ahead and roll a attack for it, a claw attack.
I say, everyone stand back. I'm gonna try and knock.
Hold on. I'm gonna also go over and assist him in this because I see the door. I know it's more than a one-person job, so I'm gonna kind of push my way through to get by the door as well.
Roll with advantage.
Okay. 8.
Advantage.
A 9. Well, watch out with a +3 modifier, so a solid 12.
Roll a 12.
Yep.
All right.
Great.
I have a question.
Can you roll a dexterity saving throw for me?
Dex saving throw. What's that? Is that 20?
Yeah.
Okay. Dex saving throw.
Oh, no.
What'd you get, buddy?
Oh no.
1.
A natural 1?
Oh, Brandon. Sorry, everyone.
I'm not doing very well today.
You're going to take 10 points of force damage.
That's fair.
As you bring your claws onto the front of the gate, as you bring them forward, you notice that as you're getting closer in the momentum, you see kind of from the invisibility, or just barely visible glowing, you see runes appear on the gate itself. And as you go to hit it, you are thrown back against the back of the cell, smacking your shell, your tortoise shell, like directly near the top where the neck meets like the nape of the shell.
Take 10
You
points.
take 10 points of force damage, and you now know that this cell is
I say.
booby trapped.
Technically, I was also helping.
Can you roll a dexterity saving throw for me?
I hate to say it, but
It'll
technically
be-
I was helping.
It'll be the same amount of damage, unless
I mean,
What'd you get?
that's a 6.
yeah, you take 10 points of damage.
All right.
Okay,
And this was the door you guys attempted.
yeah.
Yeah.
How much water is in the cell? You said we've got cell dampness going on.
Yeah, nothing more than what you would see in like an abandoned
Maybe,
building, like
yeah,
little
okay.
puddles.
I'd like
Yeah,
to
they do
use
so.
shape water and basically build ice around one of these rusty bars. I want to kind of make the metal as brittle as possible.
Well, that's a nifty trick.
Do I?
Like hyper rust this metal that's shaped water.
You certainly can. You can certainly try.
Did I? Oh, sorry. I mean, I'll let Joshua have his thing first.
So as you are doing this, the human who has the on fire nail,
Yeah.
he's going as you lift your hand to try and catch the spell. He just reaches out and he grabs your wrist and he goes, and as he holds the nail closer, you can see that the rest of the cell also has runes inscribed on it. He goes, listen, I don't know a lot about magic, but I know anything that tries to do this to the cell is going to get pushed back into something. And he pulls the side of his shirt down. You see bruises all over his shoulder. He goes, I tried a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. I've been in here for 2 days.
Do we recognize the runes at all?
Go and roll an Arcana check for me.
Can I join in that?
Yeah? That would, yeah, both of you give it to me. hmm
What's that? What's the plot modifier for that? Wisdom?
that would be intelligence.
Intelligence. Okay. So I got 15.
15, okay.
Mine was 9 plus 4, so 13.
13, okay. Both of you wouldn't recognize this. It seems like there's hints and bits and pieces of things that you would notice from sorcerer schools, but there's something a little more devious to it. Not devious in an evil way, but devious in a, this has been modified by someone in their own form of language. And you can roll an intelligence check to see if you would notice any hints of what that language might be.
It's not automatic, I'm assuming.
It wouldn't be a language that any of
Yeah.
you speak naturally. A what?
I get a 15.
You wouldn't recognize this one.
What languages do I know?
That's a good question. What languages do you know?
Aquan. And Common.
I can guarantee you it's neither of those. If it had been in common, you guys would have looked at it and been like, oh, it says.
Anyone know some aqua?
Don't hit the bar cells, dumbass, is what is written across it.
I want to. So magic of any sort is unusable.
From what I know, he says, I've got magics of
So-
my own.
Can I do anything, or is it just interaction with the cell?
From what I can gather, interaction with the cell. He said, I've tried fire. I've tried lightning. I've tried water. I tried my shoulder. Shoulder, not magic. Hurt bad. Not going to do it again. If you catch my drift. And as he's talking to you, you can see that he is a medium build fellow, probably pushing 5'9". He's average weight. He's got long brown hair that's pulled back, but shaved on the sides. You can see he's wearing a large trench coat, and he's got a confidence about him.
Thank you.
We have cat cams redeemed, and the
redeemed
closest
mine.
cat is Ruff. And so for the second cat cam, we have Kiki. Because Kiki likes to be held, unlike certain oatmeals that live in this house. Say hi, Kiki. Hello. Here you go.
Oh wait.
And so he doesn't seem very imposing, but he does, for someone who's been in here for 2 days, as he claims, he seems very confident and somewhat arrogant.
This is not the red-haired guy saying this.
No, this is the brown-haired guy.
Uh,
The red-haired guy is Eli. He couldn't make it.
Oh, sure.
I'm too drunk.
He's far too drunk.
I don't know.
Spent too much money on books. He's recovering
As I'm
financially.
Take a financial check.
Roll
Oh,
for
wow.
finances. Let's just take a second. Who are you? I'm pointing at the guy who did the whole thing with the nail.
Easy answer. My name's Flint.
Flynn?
Flint.
Flint. Do you have any recollection of how
No.
you got here?
No, not at
Has
all.
anyone come by? Has anyone?
Other than you guys getting dragged in here by a couple of, I don't know, just unassuming white dudes, I couldn't tell you anything more beyond that.
How
I'm-
often?
Having him said that, I was going to step forward, and I'm going to give you guys a warning. I'm going to try and get their attention. Like, I want to give, like, this orc yell of just, like almost like a challenge. Like, I don't want to yell, obviously, because we have the mics and everything and a baby over there, but that's what I'm telling you about it.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm going to kind of yell this challenge of, like, where are you? What is this? And I'm just, I guess, trying to call attention.
No, absolutely. So, as you're doing this...
I do give you guys a warning, so it's not random. But if you wanted to do something.
Yes, I want to. I'm interested to see if this works.
Mhm.
I want to cast Silent Image of his character yelling outside the cell.
Oh.
You certainly can.
Okay.
As you cast Silent Image,
I like that.
and
let's
you
do
begin
that.
to
Let's do
yell,
that.
as the silent image comes up, it is somewhat dark over there, so there is somewhat of a light glow around this image. As you do that, you see that right next to where you cast this image, you see a sharp-toothed grin in the darkness and a piercing set of orange eyes
In our cell? Or
outside the cell.
Okay.
Could we? Did we not roll perception on this?
It-
Could we
this
not
is
seen it?
off in the dark,
Oh,
so the
okay.
fire from the rusted nail wouldn't be able to reach it.
Dark vision wouldn't have been able to reach it. No. Alright.
You get the sense
Do
that
it.
there's something a little more going on here.
Okay, cool.
Do we recognize what that looks like?
You see, step forward at about 3'8", a goblin. Roll perception to see if any of you remember anything.
Bro, rocks.
What'd you get?
That's winning.
Nat 20. Show me that dice. That's sexy.
Yeah.
You guys?
You get a
Perception, you said.
Mhm.
perception.
For your sake. For my sake, I will
Oh, you're welcome with
move
it.
it right there.
11.
12, 11. You guys go. Oh, Goblin.
Got it.
The human male seems a little taken aback. He hasn't seen anything. He doesn't seem frightened, but he does. You see that his eyebrows are raised a little bit in curiosity.
Mhm.
As soon as I see the goblin, I'm gonna under my breath give a snarl, just like, "Ugh." Like I'm not a big fan.
Fair enough. With yours, you recognize the eyes.
Mm.
The eyes were the eyes that were above the black cloth mask that you saw from the person you were playing cards with the night before.
Mm.
And you give him a growl.
Yeah, I give him a growl because I mean, if I had gotten the sense that he was a goblin before, I probably wouldn't have messed around with him as much as I did.
You give him a growl, and in somewhat of a kind of like a little over dramatized hurt response, this goblin takes a step forward and he goes, "That's not very nice. We were playing games pretty well last night, weren't we? Oh, you don't remember a thing?
What do you think? You think I remember a thing? Why am I here? Why am I in this cell?
The simple answer is, I need a little bit of help. And you guys have been recruited into something a little more shady than I think people like your type would be." And he's looking at your armor and the symbols on it.
Hmm. Am I? Oh, I didn't even ask. Am I still wearing my armor?
You're still wearing your armor.
Ah.
Your weapons are gone.
Weapons are gone. Okay. You do looking down in the armor. You do see not only is am I covered in just various kinds of tattoos. The armor specifically, I'm assuming you're asking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you see this kind of like almost like flowing water on the armor, just in various places, but it has this. It's kind of starts up at the shoulder blades, and you'll. It's like the start of a waterfall coming down. I don't know if you guys get the indication. It's a symbol of Eldath. I can't remember if we talked about this or not.
We have.
Yeah.
You guys would know aspects of what Eldath is. That's something we can go into a little bit deeper. But as he's pointing at your armor, he's going to look at the rest of you and say, "The short answer is, I work for a very important man. And he's asked me to do something that I'm not well equipped to do. So, I've brought you all here. And whether or not you'd like to do it, I'm going to need you to. Something I can't do on my own."
Why didn't you ask?
You would have said no.
Could have at least asked.
People don't give people like me a fair shake.
Oh. Feel a little. I feel a little.
Frisky?
Not
No.
that you wouldn't know anything about that.
What are you wanting?
You lot. And he points to the three of you and the red-haired man who is still asleep.
I kick him.
He falls over, still asleep. And as you do that, the goblin rolls his eyes, and that kind of confident grin turns slowly into...
Your hat.
Thank you.
The goblin's hat.
Your good goblin hat.
Sorry, I'm so enamored with this that a lot of the point redemptions I'm missing. The goblin just rolls his eyes and he's a little annoyed and just goes, "Bastard, leave him, never mind. You three are coming with me. Don't throw anything funny." And as he does that, he snaps his fingers and you see 4 cat eyes glowing in the darkness from either tunnel.
4 pairs?
4 pairs. 2 on the right, 2 on the left. And you see 4 cat people, tabaxi, step forward. And they all are armed to the teeth. He goes, "None of you have weapons. They have weapons. You're going to come with me." I think it's a pretty fair bet. What do you think?
I say, okay. And then I... and I go with...
What's your
Goblin
name?
Man.
My name's of no importance. I gave it to you last night, if you'd remembered.
Can I roll perception? Do I remember?
You don't remember. Even with your natural 20 earlier, you're like,
I'd like to
you will get the sense that he would have given you a fake name.
cast a spell.
Go for it.
As this is going on, and kind of get a feel. It's detect thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd like to kind of.
Is it semantic or is it... What are the components for it?
It is verbal semantic. I guess it needs a. I guess it might material bags away a copper piece. I don't know. Can I sub that for, what you call it, an arcane focus when it's something small like that?
You could, but with the aspects of it being verbal and semantic,
Yeah.
as you begin to do this, what level is the spell?
It's just one.
One? Okay.
Or sorry. Yes.
So
Sorry, I was looking at my second. No, that is second level spell.
second level spell?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
If that changes.
That is going to be... You're going to see the goblin lift his hand passively and dismissively, and you're going to get counterspelled.
Oh.
Interesting.
I'm sorry.
That includes using spells to detect thoughts, to detect what I'm thinking, to try and do anything funny, whether it's freezing the bars, trying to use lightning on the bars, dumbass. And then you see the human, he's walked back to the back of the cell and he's like... And he steps forward and he unlocks the gate. As he does, the Tabaxi step forward. They gather around you. And instantly, there is a sword to at least the nape of your neck, or for those of us with shells, to the front of the neck, and they're guiding you forward. You guys are walking down for what it feels nearly like at least half a mile to a little bit longer. Nothing changes. It is just a dark, damp tunnel. You're continuing to walk. There's nothing catching of your eye. Ridges and caves, almost like it's been manufactured, man-made. This doesn't seem like something natural whatsoever. And as you guys get a little bit farther, you come to a wooden door. Through that door, you can hear laughter. You can see lights in between the cracks and beams in the wood, somewhat rotted. And as this goblin opens the door, you see a gigantic room. Not quite as big as something that someone would say like the Mines of Moria, the cities of the dwarves. You would see just in terms of height, that is absolutely what it is, but nowhere near the breadth, nowhere near the width. But you see tents, you see people laughing, you see people bartering, haggling over different bits of jewelry or weapons or armor or cloth food. Drunk people laughing, dancing on tables. This seems like an underground aspect to the city of either a homeless encampment or a thieves' den, both of which can oftentimes intermingle in cities like this, where oftentimes those of like rogue companies or thieves will turn to the homeless, the people like that, for intel as they hear things on the streets, and in turn provide them a place at night to drink and to at least sleep. And as you're walking through the tents, you're getting looks, specifically you two are. Dragonborn, while common, there aren't many amethyst-colored Dragonborn, so you're getting some looks, but the looks are heavily focused towards you two. Turtles, very uncommon. Full-blooded orcs, typically real monsters. Not one to be walking and clearly being held imprisoned by a tiny goblin who is 5 foot shorter than you. People are like, what is going on? This is weird. They're watching you. He's leading you through this tunnel, or through this encampment. As you guys are continuing on, he turns right sharply in the middle of this room, and off to your right you see a very elaborate and ornate door, just inlaid with gold and silver and rubies and diamonds.
Very out of place.
Very out of place. Very gaudy, if anything. And as he's walking up, he knocks on the door, and a slot opens up. He whispers something into it. The slot shuts. And as he opens the door, you walk into a warm room that is reminiscent of traveling caravan tents. Pillows, rugs everywhere, ornate incense burning, going up. And you see a man laying there, lounging, as if he's being fed grapes, as if this is like a Greek play. And there are women around him. Tabaxi women, you have human women. There are 2 dragonborn women. He's laughing, he's telling jokes, they're laughing. They're feeding him drinks, they're feeding him grapes, cheese, things like that. It is the most obscene thing you've ever seen. You walk in and you go, this guy has clearly just watched one too many movies and thinks that this is what the height of luxury and money is supposed to look like. The man himself is slightly overweight, taller than what most men would be. He's pushing about 6'3". He, while being overweight, you get the sense that he is strong. As he begins to stand up, what that gut and that weight looks like turns into something that is a lot more hard laborer-esque. You see that his shoulders are very broad. He has long black hair, very greasy, slicked back, and as it's slicked back, it's going about halfway down his back. He has moles on his face in 3 different areas, one large one on his cheek, another one on his temple, and one directly in the middle of the forehead. And while they're a little off-putting and make you a little uncomfortable just because they don't look healthy. They look sickening to a certain degree. You can tell that this man is actually quite confident, very handsome even. And it's a little weird. You're like, this big, brutish, gaudy man, and he's slimy and greasy, but for some reason you are like, I don't know, he's kind of good looking though.
Human?
Human. Mm-hmm. Darker skin, very Native American-esque, but he claps his hands and he goes, who the hell are you? What are you doing here? And then the goblin reaches his way through and he goes, it's hard to explain, but the mission you asked me to go on, you said I could recruit some people. I've recruited these people. They haven't said yes. I was wondering if maybe you could give them a little incentive to help me out a little bit. And then the man walks forward. He laughs to himself. He chuckles a little bit. And then lightning fast, that you wouldn't expect, he slaps the living hell out of this goblin. And you see him slap this goblin so hard that not only does he have a giant mark, but you see him fly about 2 to 3 feet to his left.
How far away is he from us?
You guys, the goblin was about 5 feet from you, so that would put him about 6 feet.
I was gonna say if he was close enough, I was gonna reach out to catch him, but
No.
exactly.
And even if he had, it was so fast that you may not have had the time to react. And he just stands up. And he goes, I'm sorry, but please understand, I deserved it. I'm a bitch. I get it. I'm sorry. What you're asking me to do is impossible for someone of my skills. He looks at the 3 of you, completely disregarding him. He goes,
Yes.
yes, it is a baby in the background. The baby is getting a little fussy. Today he is 1 month old. A beautiful thing.
Yeah, when you were giving that monologue, I wanted to chime in and be like, We hear a baby crying in the distance.
For reference, this is what the goblin has a idea of what he looks like. So you guys know this would be him over here to the right.
Ooh.
So that is what the goblin looks like. I meant to do this a little bit further. This is also what Flint, the man in the cell, would have looked like.
Oh.
Yeah, he's hot.
So shapen.
So this is what what those two would have looked like. There'll be a picture of this other man that you were introduced to next time, but he looks at you and he goes, "This rat was asked simply to go to the city of Jazar and bring back a dwarf who owes me an insane amount of money." And as you're looking here, you can see that if you look at the TV, the map, the city of Jazar is a cliff city. They are known for being very secretive. It has a sister city of Zaha. They are very much a mining area, a naval battle focused cities who rule this country. There's a volcano in the country that you do know that provides a lot of their mining, a lot of their ore. But Jazar is built on the cliffs. The only way to get through it is through a singular road to the north. And you know that people who work there, predominantly dwarves, dragonborn, and drow, they are metal workers. They are people who are very much engaged in warfare when necessary, but it is a secretive city. Much about the government is very unknown, and the way to get into the city through that gate is controlled so heavily that every person is checked extensively, oftentimes even 15 to 20 minutes per person who are going in through trade to make sure that anything contraband is not brought into the city whatsoever. He says, there is a dwarf who owes me a significant amount of money and a significant amount of ore in this city. Clearly, I can't trust people, even if they are higher up in my organization. And he just looks at the goblin, and the goblin shrinks back in fear. And as he turns and pulls away from him, you see that immediately that on the side of this goblin's face is a handprint that is now purple and borderline just bleeding from the skin from how hard he was hit. And you find that odd because while it was a fast hit and while he did move, it doesn't look like it was that powerful. You just assumed that this guy slapped this goblin. And because of the sheer height difference, the goblin just went flying. Short creature. But you now see that that dude probably held back on that hit. I'm going to make this pretty simple for you guys. He brought you in. You're in a place that you're not supposed to be. I'm going to be recruiting you to go to this city. And you don't have a whole lot of choice. Because I'll kill you. Right now.
I say, okay.
And as you say that, he begins laughing. And he goes, I'm not going to kill you. Listen, I run a business. Legality aside, whatever you may think. It's a simple business. And when people steal from my business, it needs to be returned. I'm sorry that you've been brought in here against your will. I would not have done this of my own volition or anything like that. This thing is an absolute piece of garbage. So I'm going to make this a little bit more worth your while. Ignore him. I'm going to offer you something very simple. 1,000 gold. For each of you. If you're willing to take on a contract and go to this city, find this dwarf, and bring him back. If you accept, I'll give you the details. If not, you're free to go.
What are the terms of the contract?
The terms of the contract are very simple. There's a dwarf. His name is Zagar. Zagar worked for me in some of the, let's say, trade routes that I have. I own many ships. We bring in goods from other countries. We smuggle things from some of the non-Nora tribes up north to some of the Druid cities to the west and some of the islands on the surrounding, continents. This is very important to me. He stole a lot of money, a lot of ore, and something incredibly valuable to me. What it is, you don't need to know right now. But I would like you to get it.
I give a
He
total
woke up.
thumbs up.
I would like to roll an insight check on his statement of "I will kill you," and then going back on it.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Alright. Do get advantage on this.
Anybody want to talk about?
Ooh, that's.
That will be.
Tell you what, we're gonna put in a Taco Bell order. I'm gonna put some beer at back screen.
Gotcha nachos, Bel Grande. One bite or another. It's your K-Bar. Gotcha.
Sorry for the suspenseful hold there, but I had an 18 on that insight check. That's where we were.
Yes. You get the gist that he was being lighthearted, but that he said it with the confidence that if for some reason you did try and be like, fine, let's do it, that he would have absolutely obliterated you.
Well, no, I meant more so backing out.
Oh, yeah, he was being sincere and backing out.
Like, we can back out.
Yeah,
We can say no.
maybe.
Maybe. That's what I was.
He does seem sincere.
Okay. Alright. I won't say anything. I was just reading him,
Yeah.
as you do.
He goes, the simple fact of the matter is, like I said, he took money, he took ore, he took minerals, and he took something valuable to me that you'll know it when you see it. So, you guys seem like you're in this town. You guys look like you're from different places, I'm not going to lie. Does this sound like an agreeable contract?
I'd like to know more, but so far, the gold is quite appealing, given my current state in the world.
It's a good amount of gold, I'm not going to lie.
I've already
So-
given the thumbs up.
You hold up 3 turtle claws.
This is Rue from Hunger Games.
At the mention of money, Torgash can't help but just kind of nod along. Like the money does sound good. So looking around, I'm like, oh man.
He says, I'm not going to lie. I thought that this would be a lot harder to convince you guys. I'm thrilled. You guys seem agreeable. Tell me your names.
Torgash.
Torgash. You?
Martrin.
And you?
Gedragoran, but well, call me Gedragoran.
Right. Okay, perfect. I don't know who you guys are, but I like you. Why don't we shake on it? What do you say?
How tall is he?
6'3".
6'3". All right.
I give one turtle claw out to shake with.
And he looks at it and he goes, 2 fingers on the claw, and he shakes it. He reaches out to you.
I'll reach out a right hand.
Okay. He reaches out to you. As he shakes, he looks at you, and he kind of gets the idea, and he goes, magic user, huh?
Yes. Inherent, but around.
He'll say, oh, then you'll know what this is. Roll an Arcana check.
My rolls are crap today. Alright.
Ooh, that's a bad roll.
The best roll I've had. 16.
Cool. You know it's a tracking spell.
Okay, what happened?
So as he reaches out, on the palm of your hand, you'll see it on the palm of your hand, and you'll see it on the tip of your claw. You'll see a circle with a triangle in the middle of it, and then in it you see the number 30. You're seeing this through your Arcana check. It's not apparently visible to you guys. And he goes, it's just a formality. I'm a careful guy. I can't let you guys go running away. And I've offered you money. We're in a contract. I can't just let you guys go running around. You know what I mean? You have 30 days, by the way.
How far away are we? How
I'd
much
say-
travel is going to be
Yeah, I
consumed?
was gonna say what was the name of the city?
Easy.
What was the name of the city?
Jazar.
Jazar.
Easy 4-day travel. Get there, come back, a little leeway time. Maybe you can go on vacation.
By
I'm
land
not
or by
picky.
boat?
A little bit of both. Boat, you're gonna have to go around a few peninsulas.
But which is faster?
It's about the same, just due to that. You'll know that if you look at the TV. If you were to take a boat from where you currently are.
Yeah, I was wondering where we currently were.
Sorry, let me get this map pulled up. And so you guys are here in Varadinum. If you were to take a boat, you'd have to go down here, through the riverways, down through this peninsula, around the coast, and then up through here to the top, where you would then, as it moves, to the top where you would have to then go through the northern trail that goes through the city. So you can either take the boat and go all the way, or you could just take a straight shot west. He says, listen, for me, the means of travel are not important. To be honest, if you're not back in 30 days, I'm going to send people after you.
30 days.
I think we all our understanding of the terms. Looking around.
Yeah?
Yes. I'd like to know a few more things.
Please.
know.
I am nothing if not an open book.
While he's doing that,
You interrupt my question.
while he's doing that, can I heal myself? Can I take a short rest?
As you do go to get what spell are you going to use?
I was just gonna use cure wounds.
Okay. As he sees you going to cast it, he goes, "Honey, don't worry about it. Please allow me." And he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a small healing potion. He goes in and he holds it up to your mouth. He goes, "Take a swig. Come on."
So condescending.
I look over, a little nervous, but also wanting some too.
I mean,
He looks at you and he looks at you like a puppy and he goes, "You're next. Don't worry."
looking at, I mean,
I
not,
give
not,
a
not,
portal thumbs up.
at this point, I really don't distrust him. But
As you do that, he goes,
I don't really distrust him. But looking at the liquid, does it look like what I would expect?
"Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Nothing sketchy about
Do
it."
you happen to replenish spell slots?
Says what? So he holds it up to your mouth. He lets you take a drink. You're back up 10 hit points. Don't worry about it. You does the same thing. Like he holds it up and he goes, "Do you drink from your beak? What do you?"
Kind of rim the bottle with my tongue a bit while he.
Oh.
And then
As you do that and you take a swig and you bring your eyes back to meet his, he's going,
pure eye contact the whole time. That's it.
That's it.
I give another turtle thumbs up.
he goes, "I don't know if I like you."
I nod and walk away.
He steps back, but he doesn't turn around. he's very uncomfortable. He steps back and he goes, "Now you're welcome to ask any questions that you would like. Any questions at all. Happy to answer."
I ask if I can have my stuff back.
Yeah.
I
that was
assume.
awesome.
I
Your
assume
stuff will be returned to you once we take you back to the surface.
I don't know what stuff I had to begin with.
He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out 4 blindfolds for all of you. He goes, "We'll put these on at the end. You got to understand safety precautions.
I hold
Nothing
the blindfold
more."
with my claws, trying to maneuver it poorly.
Well, he doesn't hand them to you. He's just
Oh,
holding
okay.
it. He's holding his hands. He goes,
Oh,
"We'll
okay.
we'll get to that in a minute. You got to understand. Secrets, trust. Can't trust anybody these days. You know what I mean?"
Give a turtle thumbs up.
He goes, "I really don't like you. You make me uncomfortable. You're creepy. Really creepy." And he turns around. You see that the goblin is now taking grapes out of the bowl at the little, laying out coffee table. And he walks over to the goblin and he goes, "Oh, Grishnak, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
What did you say his name?
Grishnak.
Grishnak.
So this dwarf, what are we to expect from his defenses?
I'd expect none, other than himself.
Okay. He doesn't
So
have a
solo
posse.
operation, to say the least. He cheated me out of things of his own accord, jumped ship, ran. If he has any defenses, I know certainly nothing of them. He could have used the money that he stole from me to hire up guards, defenses, whatever you may have. I am entirely unsure, but as of what I know, there is
Can you describe what he looks like?
dwarf.
That's it?
They all look the same.
Oh, okay.
Is
Well,
there
racist, but okay.
I call it as I see it.
I see.
an easy way into this city? You seem like you would know interior paths.
Plenty. Those are the blindfolds are for.
To get into the city?
Oh, to that city?
Yes.
My men go through the front gate. Some of the guards have a understanding, if you will.
Will they have the same understanding for us?
No. Thanks for asking.
No.
But you should be fine. You're not smuggling in anything illegal.
What's
I will
legal?
rephrase something real quick. There is he does have a tattoo of my company. Look for a dwarf with that. Otherwise, all dwarves look the same. Filthy, disgusting creatures.
Where's the tattoo?
It's going to be on his cheek.
Post Malone.
Is it
He goes, it'll be it's barbed wire and a claymore. No,
It looks
it's
like Grisnak's current.
no, it's a. He'll say, it's a circle with a triangle in it, and there's going to be an eye with two hands cusping around it. You'll see that on his cheek.
Very well. I reach my hand out for the blindfold.
Done already?
Seems good enough for me.
You three aren't much fun. Fine with me? He hands you the blindfold, hands you a blindfold. He flicks the blindfold at you. He goes,
I grab it with my claws and struggle to put it on.
disgusting.
I put it on, but as I put it on, I'm going to subtle spell using a sorcerer point, and I'm going to cast minor illusion so that one eye is peeking, but it looks like it's still covered by the blindfold. I'm going to tie it very tight.
Doing subtle? You're good. Yeah. You get away with it. And as you guys put on the blindfolds, you hear him say, Grishnak, can you please get Flint and bring him up here? Him and I are so long overdue for a chat, and I am dying to know what he's been up to. And you see you hear the goblin give like a little bit of a chuckle, and you hear him scuttle out of the room. Then all four of you feel Tabaxi pause, grab your wrists, and he just goes, my wives will lead you out,
Wow.
and it'll be great. You guys walk, you hear the commotion, the door slam shut behind you. You go through this this tented area, the homeless people, the thieves, the people. You hear the laughing, the drinking. As you guys are walking, you hear quietness kind of around you as people are seeing you being led out by what they know to be some of the protectors of this area. And as you guys are going out, you walk up a long set of staircase for about 5 minutes, and then the smell of Taco Bell smacks you in the face. No, the smell of murky water, of still water hits you. And as the door opens up, you guys are pushed out. Your blindfolds are removed. And when you turn around, there is no door behind you. But if you will look at the screen,
I wumbo, you wumbo, he, she, me, wumbo. Wumbo, wumboing, wumbology? The study of wumbo? It's first grade.
I just realized my mic was off when I switched to that screen.
Has it been off this whole time?
No, it was just for that screen.
Oh.
So essentially, when they come up from this area, it is a logged town, almost like Pacific Log Town in Ruby and Sapphire. The entire exterior of this city is built over these floating planks. The houses themselves are able to sustain themselves. They see dock workers around a brown-haired woman in a lab coat. She's speaking with a thick Irish accent. She's working on a machine. The machine is a blue crystal, and as she's working on it, they're teasing her, and she says, just give me one more chance, I'll make it happen. The crystal floats up and smacks down, sending ripples and waves throughout the entirety of this floating area, these floating buildings. And she's saying, cast your nets in. Cast them in. I'm telling you, if this machine works, it's going to save you guys time and copious amounts of time. Just cast the nets in. I think this will work. And what'd you roll?
19.
Rolled a 19 for an Arcana check. You're not quite sure what exactly this is, but you do know that it is force magic.
Oh, sorry. I meant, what did I see coming up?
Oh,
Because they got all the sound stuff.
that's right.
I
As you are taking a look at the surrounding areas, you're going up. It's the same thing as you see, but you come up to a door that when they open it, there is an impossibly long staircase. That when they open the door, you go, the physicality of this doesn't make any sense because it's so steep. So when they're taking you up and they open up a wooden door after 5 minutes of walking, and then they shut it, and you turn around because you're still wearing the mask, you've hidden your eye, there's no door behind you. You would know that this could be some kind of magic that could be a location, kind of like a portal or a manor or anything like that. And that's all you gather from that. And then as this crystal goes and she says, cast the nets in, hopefully this worked, please let's give it a shot. We'll pick it up next time there, but you do hear noises from underneath the logs. We'll leave it at that. There's so much Taco Bell that just arrived. We will pick it up next time with this.
What's your name? Maturin? Over here.
Maturin.
Maternity.
Nuptials.
Oh. Well done. Thank you, John. Well done.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed. We'll pick it up next time. It'll be a lot more. There will be some combat. There will be more characters introduced. But today was just to get you guys accustomed to who your characters are, build up some personality, things like that. So, thank you guys for giving for the understanding for the month break that I've been gone. As we are, adjusting to the baby who is now asleep in the crib. Amazing. You rat. You are.
Who hiccups like that?
It sounds like you love me.
I'm enjoying my spice.
We'll continue this next time. Thank you guys for the understanding. I'm so excited. Monday we'll be back with our Wind Waker 3-Heart Challenge run, and then we'll be doing D&D on top of whatever other things we're doing. And more things are coming to the YouTube channel at Brightside Adventures. Allie, thank you. I appreciate it. You have a good night as well. As always, my dudes, keep looking for the bright side of life, and we will see you guys on our next adventure.